Hey, somebody made it in here. Sorry, trying to get everybody over to this one. I send the link. I don't know how. There we go. Looks like a couple of people are making it in. Good grief, that was a pain. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Yeah, Jay Moore said in the other chat, the other live broadcast, maybe he should drop and restart as part 2. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. All right, I think we got everybody starting to come in here. I'm going to have to. Good grief, that was a problem. That was my back hurts all of a sudden. Give me a second here. Oh, there we go. Okay, got that worked out. I think we're good to go. There, we made it. Good evening. Good evening. All right, let's get back into it. Sorry about that, guys. Good grief. I can't tell if there's still people in the other one. I'm going to have to close out that other chat. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. Sorry about that, guys. That was crazy. Let's see. We got a bunch of people back in here now. Yeah, YouTube for you. I agree, Cal. It is. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. Best laid plans, right? Peepaw, Philly Quail, and Creepy Critters, good evening to you. Let's see who we got here. Is that Tat Liquor, I guess? I don't know. Should I feed a dog quail eggs? Yeah, there's no reason you shouldn't, unless you're worried about the dog getting a taste for eggs and going after them all. I don't know. Yeah, I feed my dog quail eggs all the time. They're fine. They're good for them. Dwight says, boom, high five. Yeah. Yeah, we got it working this time, Gary. Good. That was tricky. I don't know what happened. James says more chances to hit that button. Thank you very much. Yeah, good grief technology. Yeah, it always seems to work out so well for everybody else. And I don't know. I don't think of myself as technologically challenged, but maybe I am. And Peepaw says, what did I miss? Well, you missed on the first live broadcast. It all froze up, had to stop it and start a new broadcast, and it took a while to get going. But other than that, I don't think you missed much. And look at that. We only got about 15 minutes left. So I hope I didn't, leave too many of you guys out. Jesse says, welcome back. You just did that to get double likes. Yeah, that's probably it. 12 Gauge says, my dog loves them. Yeah, my dog likes the quail eggs quite a bit too. He's real happy with them. Mike says, good evening to everyone. Hope you're all having a great night. Big Mike and the family from Long Island. Good to see you, Mike. Jennifer says, deer neck roast, the best cut. Interesting. Whiskey Tango Farm says, breeding a long-haired rabbit to a short hair. We got asked that last night. Wasn't sure of the answer. What the answer is, the question, I'm not sure what the question is. Well, like, are you asking, what are you going to get in the offspring? Is that what they're asking? Or is it okay to breed a long hair and a short-haired rabbit? Yeah, you can breed them. As far as what you're going to get in the babies, whether they're going to be long-haired or short-haired, I really don't know. I haven't tried that, but my guess would be kind of a mix of the two. I really don't know. Good question. Verna says, tomorrow Lucy will get a thawed out quail for breakfast. Lucky dog. James says, sorry about the caps. Oh, that's okay. I wasn't offended by that. Let's see. Katrina, have you made a blueberry sauce? I'm generally not a fan of venison, but blueberry sauce makes it much better. I don't think I've ever tried a blueberry sauce on any kind of meat for that matter. I've made a blackberry barbecue sauce one time that was pretty good. Yeah, I've never tried it. Interesting. I do like venison. It can be, like I said, it can be a little gamey if you don't process it correctly. And a lot of that processing comes to, I just can't do it correctly because you can't let it hang for long enough at a processor. They've just got too many animals going through there during deer season anyway. Mike says, we're looking to move to New York, from New York to Tennessee. I gave away my birds and coop last week to make room for the move. I already missed them. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, though. Better to just start back up when you get there. Hopefully that's a good move for you. For me, it would be a good move. I don't know. It depends on where in New York you live. I think whenever I think of New York, I think of New York City, and I've never actually been there, but I don't think I would really much care for it. But I know that most of New York is actually fairly rural. So it may not be too bad of a place to live. Don't know. Never been there. Tennessee, though, I've been to Tennessee, and it looks like a pretty nice place. So hopefully it's a good move for you. Jay Moore says, Well, with cats, you'll get short hairs and 8F bred to a long-haired 50% average each. And and if I bet that says is short hairs and if bred to a long hair 50% average each. That may be the same with rabbits. I really don't know. S. McKee says need to start hitting the like button again. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you hanging in there with me, jumping over to this other one. It was a little bit of a mess, but we got it. Rose says, my dog loved quail eggs. My sweet heart of a dog suddenly passed away last week. I'm still grieving. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's always tough to lose a pet. You know, I love my dog like family, and you know, whenever it's time for him to go, it's going to be sad, and it's unfair that dogs don't live any longer than they do for sure. So I'm sorry to hear that. Hang in there, man. It's going to get better. Linda says, found you again. Yep. Thank you for looking for it. I appreciate it. All right. Mike says, we've been making jars of fermented honey garlic. It's just a jar of garlic cloves filled with honey. When it ferments after a few weeks, it's great for colds and stuff. Interesting. I don't know. You know, garlic can be a little bit tricky. I would think it'd be okay to store in honey. I don't really know much about it, but I know that you don't want to store garlic in oil. Just cover it in oil, put it in a jar. It could, botulism is a real concern there. I don't know. I don't know about honey. I don't know if that's safe or not. I mean, obviously you're doing okay with it right now. But there might be something to look into because botulism is nothing to mess with, but who knows? I may be wrong. Jay Moore says whole state is high tax in New York. Yeah, we just voted. So irritated. The city voted in the people in the city barely. It was like 52% in favor of it, but voted in a use tax on online purchases. So now if you purchase something online that you normally wouldn't pay tax on, you got to pay tax on it. You got to pay a city tax. It's only like 3%, but still, I don't know why anybody would vote for more taxes. It drives me insane. All right. Rose says, thank you. He has left a huge hole in our hearts. Yeah, for sure. I get that for sure. It's, yeah, definitely. Yusuf says, Chris, is it hard to start a YouTube channel? And is it hard to get subscribers? Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's hard. I mean, if you're comfortable on camera and you're comfortable doing that, it's not necessarily hard. The difficult thing is, like now at this point, the difficult thing is coming up with new content every week. And I have to do a lot of repeat content because, well, I've just covered everything. I don't know that I'm the best person to look at for starting a really successful YouTube channel because there's probably other people that are doing it. I know there's lots of people that are doing it a lot better than me. But I mean, it's not necessarily hard. Getting subscribers is going to be tricky because at first you feel like you're creating content for nobody. Nobody's watching it, but if you stick with it long enough, you will. I mean, it took a long time for me to get to a point where I was getting, views on a regular basis. It did take a while and it was a little bit tricky at first. But most of that is just creating content when you don't have subscribers, when you don't have viewers. It does take some time to build up. If you stick with it though, people will start watching, people will start joining in and they'll start watching your content. So, I mean, it's something you got to commit to and you got to do it, just because you want to do it, not because, people are going to watch or any of those kinds of things. Cause like I said, for a while, I say somebody's going to watch it, but not very many people. And, most people I think will probably fail because they just don't stick with it long enough. They start doing it and nobody's watching my videos. My channel's not growing and they give up before they ever get anywhere with it. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful to you. Hello to you, Jasmine. Good to see you. Let's see. Got a couple people talking there. Jennifer says, Mike B, seems like a lot of moving here. What area are you moving to? Okay. Buffering again, off and on. Maybe having some connection problems. It looks fine on my end. I hope it's still working for everybody. Don't see a lot there, but okay. Mike B says, the part of Long Island that we live in is about 45 minutes from Manhattan. We were both raised here, but we find that more people like us when we leave the city areas. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine it takes some. Yeah, getting out of the city is probably helpful if you want to find people with like you. Whiskey Tango says, well, we have a state tax on online purchases. Ugh. Yeah, hate it, but oh well. Let's see. Peepaw says, did you know honey is the oldest food? They found edible in the Tutankhamun's tomb. Tutankhamun's tomb. Yeah, I don't know if that makes it the oldest food, but I know that it's like honey doesn't go bad. It doesn't spoil. So yeah, I did know that. And it is, I mean, definitely one of the oldest food. I mean, the Bible talks about it. You know, it's definitely up there with the older foods. All right. Let's see. Oh, Jasmine says to Rose says, I know your pain. I lost my 13-year-old dog last week. I'm still grieving. He was my very best bud. Life is lonely without him, even though I have 2 other dogs and 3 cats. Wow, that's a lot. But I'm sorry to hear about your loss there. That is tough for sure. Doug says, I've learned tons from you, rabbit and quail for sure. Well, thank you, Doug. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for watching, first of all, and I'm glad to hear that you find the videos helpful and that you are learning from them. That's the whole reason I do that. Has a monitor 10. I think that's the name. Says my retirement plan is to just make everything I want. My 401k and Social Security is just a lathe and a mill in a basement. Oh, well, there you go. That works out pretty well, I'm sure. Hopefully it works out well anyway. Let's see. Jennifer says Chattanooga has some nice areas. I'm in the base of the Smoky Mountains east of there. Mike says on Long Island, if you order ammo online, it has to ship to a gun store, and they add an extra charge of about 10%. To get a pistol permit, has to wait about 2.5 years. Oh, good grief. Yeah, time to move for sure. Yeah, you don't... now, I don't know if you order ammo online here. I've never ordered... Have I ordered ammo online? I've never ordered actual ammo. I have ordered bullets, like the lead part of the bullet, and I've ordered... I think that's it. I think that's all I've ordered. I have ordered a gun online, and that has to go to a FFL, and they charge a fee for that. But I don't know that I've ever ordered actual ammo online. Interesting. Either way, but yeah, move to a state that's got constitutional carry. Missouri, we passed constitutional carry several years ago. I still keep my CCW, my concealed permit, up to date because I need reciprocity for like Arkansas and Kansas and Oklahoma. They're all just right here. And I go into those states quite frequently. So I need reciprocity for that. But technically in Missouri, I don't need a permit to carry my gun. And there is no permit needed to buy a gun. You can just go down to as long as you can pass a background check, go down and buy one and walk out of the store with it. There's no waiting period, nothing. Anyway, Jasmine says, hi to Verna and to Whiskey Tango Farms. Yusuf, will YouTube block my videos because I'm a minor? I don't think that they won't block videos necessarily because you're a minor. I don't know that I can answer all those questions for you. That's a good question. But I don't know. They're not going to block your channels necessarily because you're a minor. What you may have to do is to have, your mother or, adult of some kind that would sign up for you, because I don't know that you can legally enter into, well, I don't know. Can you enter in? I don't know. You're going to have to research this stuff a little bit on your own because I haven't even looked at that. I know a lot of times that, when you try to enter into those agreements that you have, you have to be at least 13 years old, but I thought maybe you had to be 18 in order to enter into the contract. Now, keep in mind, you won't be able to monetize a channel anymore until you get so many views. So, it's going to take a while to get up to those views, and that's a different story altogether. I'm not probably going to be the best person to answer this question for you, unfortunately. But no, you don't have to worry about, videos getting blocked. I think you can just set up a YouTube channel and start producing videos. Just what I would suggest is just try it. Just go in and set up a YouTube channel. In fact, you've got a YouTube channel already. You've got your name, Yusuf Freezer. That's your name. That's your YouTube channel. You should be able to start posting videos right to that right there. If you want to create a new channel, go ahead and do it. It's no problem. But now that I think about it, you have I can't go to your channel actually, but you should. I mean, you can just start posting videos and you'll know that whether they'll block your videos or not. But no, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to post them. You're not going to have to worry about them blocking your videos. The only time you're going to have to worry about that is if you do some kind of, like whenever I do processing videos, if I actually, dispatch the animal on the camera, then I'll get adult content flags and it'll get blocked that way. But other than that, you shouldn't have to worry about it at all. Katrina says still working. I don't know what that means. James says it helps to have someone interested to talk to. Something interesting to talk about. You do. James, okay, I think we're talking about the YouTube channel getting going. Yeah. Peepaw says time slots, word of mouth, and the relentless. I don't know. Are we talking to Yusef about starting a YouTube channel, have something interesting to talk about? And Yusef, I think you do have probably some interesting things to talk about it because you come from a different perspective than I do. If I remember right, I think you're Muslim, and that means, the way you process your animals is going to be different than the way I process mine. I remember talking to you at QuailCon about that. So, that could be a coming at it from that perspective about, raising them with your religious beliefs, processing them with your religious beliefs in mind. There could be a lot of people out there looking for that kind of content. So it may be something worth doing, especially from somebody like you that's younger and, it's not something we see all the time. So, I think you could probably be pretty successful with that. Just like I said, it's going to take some time to build up. If you just stick with it, I think you could probably do a good job. I remember meeting and talking to you, and you seem like a pretty sharp person. You seem pretty smart. I think you could do really well with it. Jay Moore says, subjects hardly used would have a chance. Not much 9-in quail on YouTube. I'm missing some of this, having a hard time following. Verna says they might block content or comments, but I don't think they'll block you. No, I don't think you'll get blocked. Don't worry about that. That is the other thing I will have to tell you is you're going to have a thick skin because you're going to get a lot of hate comments. There are some people out there that just they're just miserable people, and they look for nothing in their life pleases them more than to try to bring other people down. So they're going to call you names. You just have to ignore all that stuff. Let that roll off. Don't let it affect you at all. Those people don't know you. You don't know them. You're never going to run into them in the street. You can't let that get to you. If that's something that bothers you when people call you names, because they'll be hateful, they'll be cruel, they'll be mean, then you probably don't want to start a YouTube channel. But if you can just ignore that stuff when it happens and just let it go, then you're not going to have any issues. Let's see. Brent says, I picked up 4 hens and a rooster yesterday. How long till they lay eggs before I need to replace them? Looking for eggs and meat. You picked them up yesterday. Again, you're going to have, how are we doing on time? Oh my gosh, we're about out of time. I'll get through a few more because we lost some of the, lost some of the time when the thing froze. So, yeah, it depends on, you move them into a new place. You got enough light, 14 hours a day. Give them 2 weeks, maybe 3. They should start laying eggs again, assuming they're old enough, about 6 to 8 weeks old, closer to 8 weeks, probably in most cases. Hopefully that answers that one for you. I'm going to move pretty quickly, try to get through a couple more comments before I have to close this down. Mike B says, did the fox ever come back? He's come back a couple of times, but he so far is not getting any more of my birds yet. Cameron says, I've learned a lot from your YouTube videos and taking your advice with quail, especially since we're in the same climate area. I'm in Owasso, just north of Tulsa. Yeah, I know where that is. That's not far at all, just a little over about an hour and a half drive from here. Yusef said, but I keep all my hens, and as a thank you, I have a special retirement cage that my seniors live in, and they still lay eggs, but not that much. Yep. Oh, I missed a comment, I guess, wanting to know how old. Oh, I misread that, Brent. I'm sorry. You said, how long will they lay eggs before I need to replace them? Looking for eggs and meat. I don't know how old they are, but yeah, usually around 2 years. Yusef says that the first 18 months is the most productive. I agree. That's probably about right. But usually 2.5 years, somewhere right around in there, you're going to have to look at starting to replace some of them. Yusuf says, question, is that brown case is inside a gun? Oh, this one right here? Not at the moment, but it is a gun case. That's where my shotgun goes in. It's empty right now. The shotgun's in the gun cabinet back there. But no, it is for a gun. It's what I put my shotgun in whenever I, go turkey hunting and take my shotgun with me. Jasmine says, my younger brother, 13 years, is just about to start his Coturnix quail journey. He's just waiting on hatching eggs to come in the mail tomorrow. He's got his new incubator all set up from the past week. Awesome. Hopefully it all goes well. And then let's see, Christian, your part 1 is still up spinning. You should cancel it and take it down. I thought I did. I'll have to go check that out. Thank you. Jay Moore says, open carry in Michigan, but a permit to conceal. Yeah, it used to be that way here, but now we've passed constitutional carry. You don't need one for either one. Brent says, it's getting colder here now, so won't be able to hatch any until spring. I know the feeling. Jay Moore says, not a good idea in Walmart, scarce soccer moms. What are we talking about? Oh, open carry. Well, maybe. I think people are pretty used to seeing guns anymore, so it's not, I don't think it's that big of a shock anymore. Let's see, we go. Hey, I didn't have your own, what? Harlan says, hey, you have your own program? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Yusuf says, I used to live stream video games, but didn't block those since I didn't show my face. But that was a year ago. Yeah, there's probably different rules. I don't know, honestly, on that one. But you don't have to worry about your videos getting blocked. I think you'll be fine. Donna says, just don't show rabbit breeding don't show rabbit breeding cat. Oh, I got a strike for showing. Okay. Don't know. Lost on that one too. Jasmine says, I have entertained the thought of starting a YouTube channel, but I'm not consistent enough. Consistency is the key. You're right. You got to put out videos, especially when you're first starting, over and over again. And here I say that after a week of not posting any videos, but yeah, you got to be consistent. Yeah. And Jasmine says, or I forgot to bring my phone to share stuff to record stuff I wanted to share. Yep, I get it. Helen says, a shout out from Dr. Perry, Wisconsin. It says, I like your material on winterization. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Peepaw says, I'm not Muslim. No, I wasn't talking about you, Peepaw. I was talking about Yusuf. Yusuf is Muslim, I believe. Jay Moore says, don't feed the trolls. That is good advice. And Peepaw says, I'm a 55-year-old Christian. I'm a Cajun. Okay. I'm a Christian too, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite 55, but anyway. Yusuf says, Islam and Christianity are very similar. They are similar in ways. I know they are. We probably shouldn't get into a big religious debate on here. They are very similar in ways. You're right. They both come from the root, kind of same root in there. Anyway. Yep. All right. S. McKee says, I've got about 35 eggs in the incubator that are due to hatch on the 16th. I'll probably have to keep them inside for a long time. Didn't think of that when I set them out. Yeah, I know that feeling. You may have to keep them inside for, about 4 weeks or so at least. And Jennifer says, thank you, night all. That is probably a good cue that it's time for me to get off here. We're about 5 after, and the comments are kind of slowed down. So it's a good time to wrap this one up. Anyway, Yusuf, good luck with your channel if you decide to do that. I hope it works out well for you. After meeting you personally, I think you've got a good chance of making a pretty good channel. You seem like pretty much a go-getter. You seem determined and, like I said, pretty sharp guy. So I think you're going to do good luck with that. Hope it works out. And other than that, I'm going to wrap this one up for tonight. Sorry I didn't get any videos out this week. Hopefully we'll get videos out this next week coming up. We'll be back next Thursday evening with a live broadcast. Thanks, guys, for hanging out there with me while I had technical problems, had to start a new broadcast. Thanks for joining in on that one as well. I always look forward to this. Always have a good time. But we will see you guys next week. So until then, again, thanks for joining. And as always, God bless.